Welcome back to Old Trafford. The Barcelona players are on their way out to warm up prior to this enormous game against Manchester United. Lionel Messi always alongside Suarez when they come out. Why not? They've scored 66 goals between them this season, which is not too bad at all. We'll spend the next few minutes talking about the incomparable Lionel Messi. We always get excited when we see him play.
Listen, I was in the car on the way up thinking, I just can't wait to get there, please. I'd love him to get 2 goals, Man United win 4-2.
10 consecutive seasons of scoring over 40 goals.
Those numbers don't look real, do they? They don't look... They're just...
That's illegal, really. It shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed, that, isn't it?
Here's the involvement, because also as well, he's not just a goal scorer, is he? He's an unbelievable passer. He assists, one of the best.
It's ridiculous, everything. I mean, yeah. I don't have any more words. I think everything is all been said about him, but it's just we're lucky that we are in an era where we can watch him play.
What is he, 32 now? You just start to think how long we're going to have left to enjoy him. But he's playing as well, slightly differently than he used to play. But he's still such an enormous influence, and his experience and everything.
He's almost the perfect player, and just seeing with Suarez, he's got that partner in crime. He's got Coutinho. I mean, he just, especially in England, he just seems to even play to almost to another level. I think everybody's excited for him to put on a show. Just hopefully he puts on a show and just doesn't score.
Yeah. But when you, excuse me, but when you say he's almost a perfect player, what does he miss then?
Crikey, I want to see it perfect.
No,
he's not 6 foot, is he? He's not 6 foot.
But it's like he's not real. He's just too perfect.
If he could head it like Ronaldo, he would be the perfect player.
But you know what's crazy about him is that he's like there'll be people here with their kids saying, listen, this is a lucky night for you. That's how good he is. This is a lucky night. Father and son, father and daughter, mother. We're all bringing their kids as a family here to say, listen, you're witnessing greatness, take it in, and just make one day you'll say, I was here to see this man play. But another part of his game, which is crazy, we watched him last time we were at the Nou Camp, is how much he walks about. You think he's disinterested, he looks like he's not involved, and all of a sudden, it's like he's lulling in the other team.
I saw a quote, funny enough, from Ernesto Valverde, the Barcelona coach, that saying the first 5-10 minutes of the game, Messi just stands, looks around, looks at the opposition, assesses where they are, where the weaknesses are. And I've said it before, but it's almost as like he plays the game as though it's an outer-body experience where he's looking from above, that he has that incredible awareness of everything that's around him.
Yeah, he sees everything. I mean, we see the speed when he carries the ball, and you see how close control it is and how many bodies there is in and around him. But he still almost always get out of there. It's just unbelievable to watch him, the skill, the technique, and his finishing.
I think the game slows down when he's got the ball. No matter what pace he's going at, the game becomes slower. So he sees everything with pure clarity and clear. He could be running at breakneck speed, the fastest he can go, but it's no blurred lines. It's clear, he can see things happening, people moving all over the park, and that's what sets him apart.
Do you want to hear a few numbers? Here you go. 595 goals for Barcelona in 677 appearances. 108 Champions League goals, 8 hat-tricks. La Liga all-time top scorer. Argentina all-time top scorer. Most goals against English teams in the Champions League with 22. 43 goals this season. 10 years on the bounce and 10 goals in his last 6. Good luck, Manchester United.
Well, to be fair, that's probably why maybe somebody like Martial's not playing today. Just because they're going to have to double up on Messi. You know, you can't defend with one player. Luke Shaw is not going to be able to do that on his own. So Rashford, you'll almost play as just in front of Luke Shaw, because Messi just... He comes at you every time he touches you.
Yeah, you have to try to slow him down and try to, as Owen says, try to double up on him. If you can do that, you can have a chance, but then there are other players and he sees them as well.
2 goals in finals.
I mean, this is the remarkable thing. He's added even the free kicks to his game, but that goal there, everything, he just is finishing. Real's right. It seems when he gets in these moments where it's decisive, it's like he slows down for him. He just has a picture and he just...
He's composed, and the technique in finishing there with his right foot is just, fantastic. And here again, Bob slides it in the corner. I mean, he's never hitting the ball really, really hard. He's just caresses the ball.
And you know, when you look at back, because I'm like a kid. I go on YouTube. I look back at the archives. When he was a kid, this is exactly how he played. He stroke balled, he caressed balls into the net. He never blasted the ball. Everything was side foot. making sure he's precise. And I mean, he's taking liberties. He takes the mix sometimes. It's too much what he does. It's laughable what he does. This day, he sits the defender down. Sit down. It's too much. I can't wait till this game to start soon. I want to see this man produce, but we win.
How do you stop him?
Together, as a collective. Real's right, as a
People
team.
have tried
You
everything.
can't do it as a one-off. Luke Shaw's never going to do that on his own. He's going to need everybody around him. Lindelof will have to do that. Rashford's going to have to be there. One of the defensive midfield players, whether they McTominay or Fred or Pogba, one of them is just going to have to keep an eye on that side, because Messi, you know he's coming, but he just seems like he's impossible to stop.
And you have to be physical.
Well, let's get another opinion. Steve McManaman, our co-commentator this evening, is alongside Darren Fletcher. You can see them there. Looks like a good spot to watch the game. Over to you guys.
It's fascinating, Gary, because when you watch this Barcelona warm-up, and we've done it for time and time again, they're so sophisticated these days, some of the warm-ups, Steve, that teams do. But from a Barcelona standpoint, it's so basic, isn't it? They come out, they have a stretch, a little bit of a jog around, they knock the ball around a bit, and then they go back in, and they're hardly out there for any length of time.
Yeah, and you see Messi and Suarez at the back. You know, they're hardly breaking sweat there, are they? They're not necessarily warming up. But when you're that good, you know, the coach is not going to tell them to do anything. Leo Messi warms up exactly how he wants to warm up, and he prepares himself exactly how he always prepares himself. And if that is by doing very little, that is how it goes.
We were watching them at Chelsea last season when they played in the Champions League, and I think they were out there for something like 10 or 11 minutes. I mean, it was hardly any length of time, and it was almost like the Chelsea players were looking around and thinking, where are the Barcelona squad here? Has something gone wrong? And then they come out and they've gone in before you've finished. They come out after you've started, and they hit the ground running every time they play.
Yeah, you see the United warm-up, very intense. They've got a little small-sided game, you know, a 4-on-4, whatever it is, and it's quite sharp and the movement's good. Whereas the Barcelona side, as you rightly say, you saw them just do a slight warm-up, and it's just the back two of the group, Messi and Suarez, they've just walked across to this side. They're just knocking a long ball to each other, nothing intensive at all.
Well, it's the same routine, isn't it, Steve? They kind of pick a partner like you might do on a Sunday morning, and they knock a few passes to each other, and then they line up and take a few free kicks from around the edge of the penalty area until they think they're ready, and then they go in.
And then they just all run in. As you said, not sophisticated at all. And it shows you. Doesn't stop these fellas, does it?
No, it's a warm-up that's worked for them down the years. They know what they're doing, Gary. They'll be ready by the time the kick-off comes, but it really is a different kind of preparation for Barcelona than we see from most of the teams elsewhere in the Champions League.
Yeah, it's a fairly casual warm-up. Tends to get going once the game itself starts. 43 goals he scored this season, which is staggering early in April when you consider he was out for a month with a broken arm.
But he's set levels now. If he didn't hit 40 goals this season, everyone's saying, what's happened to Messi?
He's gone.
He's gone. You know what? He's finished. Let's move him on. Move him on.
He's not the same player
Exactly.
anymore.
This is the standard that this guy's set.
How long do we think he can keep going for? He's 32. I mean, Ronaldo's doing it as well. 34 now, isn't he? And he's still remarkable.
If he doesn't get injured, I think the ability this guy has, he can play 36, 37 at a top level, because he's that far ahead of everybody else. The pictures that he sees in his head before the ball comes, no one's got them. So he's going to have to play on one leg for anyone to get near him.
He runs less than anyone else when he plays.
But he's quick, still quick, and I mean, so I think he can go on for a good number of years yet. As Ria was saying as well, I mean, the way he sees the game, it doesn't change with age.
Looking forward to watching the game tonight. Should be great.
I think everybody's excited to see him. Look, I hope he plays unbelievable, just doesn't score. As long as, you know, you can put on a show, but just don't score. And that's we were fortunate enough to have that when we played against him. But it's going to be hard. The boys are just going to have to be close to perfect, because, let's be honest, this guy Messi he's close to perfect. If not, like Henrik said, he is perfect.
Yeah.
I want him to score, but I just want Man United to score 3.
We'll settle for that.